Hello and welcome to today's video on upgrading PatchMon version 1.3.0 all the way through to 1.3.2. So naturally, I am super excited to go through this with you. The upgrade process in comparison to my last video is a lot more simpler because we just have to um, probably add a few Docker environment variables and then pull the latest image, pull it up, and we're fine. And those environment variables, they're not even mandatory. There's already some default set up. But what I am really excited to show you is some of the new UI features, as well as some improvements on Docker and a few management commands that have been introduced to manage the hosts. Okay, so let's go ahead and first of all confirm that my version of PatchMon is 1.3.0, which it is. At the time of recording this video, it's also showing 1.3.0 because I haven't actually released it yet, and I'm going to do that in a few moments, probably after this video. Okay, so here on my right hand side, we have the terminal again, where we're able to see some of the live logs of our Docker instance. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to control C that, and we are going to also do a sudo compose, sudo docker. What is going on with me? Docker compose down, get that right, and um, let me just use Vim to get into the Docker compose file. Now, in the backend container sort of environment settings, we have this, okay? Don't worry, our password is extremely secure there with just YouTube demo. What I'm going to do is go to GitHub. We're able to see here the latest Docker Compose and file. We have the addition of these two blocks, which are in relation to sort of default limits, or limits with the database and some rate limiting for security. So we're going to add these on, and I'm just going to put them under cause origin. Okay, so let's just do set paste. Oh, set paste, insert mode, and see if I can go ahead and paste that in. Great. So now we have a database connection limit of 30 concurrent Prisma connections. Now, by default, PostgreSQL has a default limit of 100 database connections, but here we're okay to use 30. We also have a pool, so Prisma uses that pool, and it makes sure that connections are super efficient. Okay, so let's go ahead and right quit this. Oh, apologies. Let me go ahead and change my tag. Now, yourselves won't need to do this. I only need to do this purely because of um, not releasing it just yet. Okay. So by the time you guys watch this video, um, we will be all fully released and everything should be okay. So let's go ahead and just change that to Edge. The next step would be to do a sudo docker compose pull. Now I've already pulled this image, so it's all fast. Um, now after this, let's bring that container up, okay? Sudo docker compose up, and fantastic. Looks like something is happening. Yep, the migrations happened there. Okay, so we're just gonna quickly have a look at the main part of what you want to see if you're actually viewing the logs at the moment. We want to see that 4 migrations have happened. Okay, so these are in relation to some improvements and things. Um, we're okay. We're all fine there. So now on my left hand side, I'm going to go back onto my PatchMon interface. The best thing to do if you're using the same browser is just go to F12 into developer options. So when we right click the refresh button, we're able to see empty cache and hard reload. That removes any sort of caching from your local browser there, okay? I'm going to press this. and fantastic. We have now um, a newer version of PatchMon. Here we go. This is exciting. Are you ready? Hey, there we go. So now, before I go into some of the like other features, I really want to show you the UI customization that you can do. So if you go to your own profile here and make sure your dark mode is enabled, you're able to actually select various different color themes to your liking. Neon purple, if you're a purple type of person, a purple person, then go ahead and click neon purple. And if you're a matrix green or ocean blue looks really sort of a glass feel. If you have a look towards the left, it's very glassy. And sunset gradient, okay, bit red, bit green. I might throw some more in at some point if I get the chance. But let us leave it on sunset gradient, okay? Looks phenomenal. In fact, I don't know if my night light is actually affecting this video, but there we go. I don't know if that's going to affect the video or not, but great. So we have some UI improvements there in terms of how it looks and feels and a bit of customization. I'm going to move over to the hosts, okay? There's a few added options that are now showing up. If I go into my laptop, which is showing there, we get to see two extra buttons. The first button being a fetch report button, and the second one being Force Agent version upgrade. So if you were to press fetch report, then it would go ahead and ask the agent on the laptop to send it a report. Now, what fetch report is, it's a single version of when you go to automation and you go to collect host statistics and you press that run button, that goes ahead and does it on all the hosts, whilst going into the laptop directly and pressing fetch report does it on a single one. Now, we've just upgraded and updated this server to 1.3.2. However, we're not actually seeing the agent version update just yet. So let me just refresh this because it might have done it. No, I don't think it has yet. Okay, so I've just pressed enter down quite a bit there, and I'm going to go ahead and press fetch report, okay? And this will initiate the normal reporting process. As it's initiated it, because we have agent auto update enabled, it's gone ahead and said, hang on a minute, we also have an update available. So it's gone offline and it's now replacing its agent with a newer version. Okay, so I think it's done it because we saw it go offline and then we saw it also come back online. Now, if I go up in these noisy logs, we can see here that there was a GET request to the API for the agent, and it's actually gone ahead and uh, da, 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 da. There we go. Yeah, it's upgraded it between that and that. It's gone ahead and upgraded itself. It's showing a 1.3.0 here. If I refresh that, fantastic. It's showing us 1.3.2. Now, with 1.3.2 version, there are additions in the agent Go based binary file. The addition is that we get to see Docker containers and volumes and networks being collected and pushed to PatchMon's inventory here on the Docker side. Okay, we're going to go to that in just a moment. Previously, Docker script was sort of living here when it was very early. Um, we would go to integrations, we would click on Docker, and we would press a copy button, and it would install a bash script to, alongside the cron side of things. Ew. But yeah, it's done it better now where the Docker collection is all baked within the same binary file that runs and serves on the agent. Okay, there's no additional requirements. When you install the normal agent by adding a host here, if it sees any Docker related images or volumes, it will automatically find them, collect them, push them here. There's nothing additional that we need to do. It's super cool like that. The idea is that all these integrations, whenever it finds them, it will populate this as well. Okay, cool. So, awesome stuff. And we're going to go on the laptop again. I wanted to show you Agent Q. Can you see here now we have a report now job that was completed. So this is like the foundation of seeing an area where we're able to see what jobs were sent or initiated from the server to the actual agent that way. We can also see within package reports all the successful reports here, okay? Mainly around the execution time, the payload, file size, etc. Okay? Well, not file size, the payload JSON uh, size here. I'm going to go to Docker on the left hand side, and we're able to see that we have PatchMon server running on this laptop host. We also have a Get Home page, fantastic piece of software. I would highly recommend it. We have an integration that was built. Um, it works ish. It works fine. Just I think the icon itself, I'm having some issues with that showing up properly. Um, but it's a great piece of software. However, what I wanted to show you is go through these tabs at the top. So we have containers that are showing up, and it's also showing this status and images and volumes, as well as the networks and the hosts that actually have Docker on them. As a starting point, this is really cool to be able to see um, containers and an inventory with that single agent. You see, what we stand for in PatchMon is as less commands and less admin headache work, but maximum output and value that we can see here. So the really cool thing is around these, for example, networks. Now we can drill into each one of these. For example, if I go to PatchMon database and I press it, I get to see more information around that database. Okay, I can see the tag, see the size. I need to fix it's created and this, that, the other, but you get the point. Same with images. We click on the image, we get more information um, as to what it relates to, the containers it relates to, the hosts that it relates to. And we're also able to do the same thing with volume. I've just been testing active pieces, etc. So there's some volumes there. And networks, we get to see the network. You can see PatchMon default that was made, the IP address configuration, and this is just a secret between me and you. Okay, no one else needs to know this. But imagine that all these IP addresses from various Docker instances and hosts that you're adding. Now, imagine if you had a bit of an IPAM section here where it would automatically create an IPAM inventory for you. Isn't that really cool? Anyway, that's the secret. Don't tell anyone. And we're going to go to host, and we obviously can click on host, and this is the Docker view of the host itself. Okay, and we can click on view full host details on the top right, and it will take us to sort of its main page. Some point they're going to sort of almost merge together for a bit of ease. At the moment, things are a bit more beta, and the UI can do with a bit of improving, and there needs to be some cards that we need to add in relation to Docker statistics and graphs as well. But that's all coming, okay? That is very exciting. Okay, what am I going to go through next? I was going to show you something that's very important for me to tell you whilst we're in this video. There is documentation about this as well, and that is the introduction of a metrics um, system, bit of a collection thing. So I'm very clear and transparent with this project. All the code is on GitHub, so people can critique it, view it, etc. This is one of the um, beautiful points about open source. Source is there for you to see. So we collect or I have introduced here the collection of three main pieces of information. The first piece is the version number of your PatchMon instance. The second piece of information is the amount of hosts that are being monitored by PatchMon. And the third is a unique identifier, which is here. Now, outside of this, we don't collect anything else. We don't collect the users, we don't collect any IP addresses of your instance, we don't collect the domain name. We've gone to the extent where we have removed any sort of logging of IP addresses within our API from the metrics collection side. So anything on the Nginx side of things or the Flask API that we're using to present that endpoint um, have no IP addresses in any of its logging side of things. It doesn't benefit me at all to collect IPs or other information than what I have just stated here. And the reason why we're collecting this is so that on PatchMon's website, when we go to it, patchmon.net, which currently looks like this, we'll have a section here that basically says total installed instances, and another section saying PatchMon is, monitoring X amount of hosts. That would be really cool because right now no one has any idea how far this project has got in terms of its usage. So obviously we get to see a star count on GitHub, but outside of that, we don't know, and would love to know. But also, if there is a security issue with any of the previous versions, let's say we get to version 1.4.5, God knows, and there's an issue with an earlier version of 1.3.9, right? We need to know how many live instances are going to be affected by that, as an example. So So that's something I wanted to make clear. Now I have created some documentation, if you press more information, about how it works, what our URLs are, the post requests are done unauthenticated once every 24 hours to our instance, and then our website goes ahead and collects that data. Now, a few common questions here around it all, about regenerating the ID and this, that, the other, will be a nice read for you. Any questions around this whatsoever, I'm happy to answer them and go from there, okay? Let us go back to the application. And I think we are done in terms of the things that I wanted to go through today with yourselves. I'm just so excited because the cool things that are going to happen in the future, the near future around PatchMon, it's going to be so cool, especially in relation to vulnerability assessments and getting more information on packages that is actually actionable as well. Anyway, I'll leave that for another day. Um, and thank you so much. Please, if you haven't already, join the Discord group, channel, server, and any issues, do raise them either on there or on the GitHub repository on the issues side of things. I do go through them. There's a lot on there at the moment. Most of them, to be honest with you, I can close them off now because we're all being fixed on here. There's still a few things that I need to sort. But either way, we are all good, okay? These buttons, by the way, they're clickable now. They weren't clickable before on the packages side of things. So they filter properly. And also, I want you to thank the people who went ahead and pressed this button of buy me a coffee and donated some donations over. I'm very thankful about that. It made it. It's a little bit, but it makes a big difference to me. It shows appreciation and it just allows me to keep myself motivated in these PatchMon times. And thank you very much. I wanted to keep this video under 20 minutes. I've blabbered on too much, and see you later.